Hey all, welcome back to my channel, and as you can see from the title, this is a story time. Yeah, before I proceed, please do not watch this video without clicking like, and if you're yet to subscribe, I don't know why, I'm just gonna give you some seconds. Yeah, thank you for subscribing. All right, so now that you're part of the gang, let's get straight into the story time. So I did a poll on my Instagram, and this is a story that 89% of y'all picked. So if you're not following me on Instagram, TikTok, please do at Vanessa because that's where all the magic happens. Polls, suggestions, Q&As, that's where it happens. All right, so let's go into this story. This happened in 2021, and no, I wasn't married at the time, neither was I engaged, but I was dating my now husband, right? Okay, so we decided to go for a vacation. It was our very first vacation, okay? And it was such an important one at that for so many reasons. So we went there. It was not in Lagos, went to a resort out of Lagos. We flew in on a Tuesday afternoon. Yeah, Tuesday afternoon. So I'm not going to start saying, oh, we ate chicken that night and pepper soup the next day. I'm just going to go straight to the details that matter. So we flew in Tuesday afternoon, right? So Thursday morning, went downstairs to the restaurant for breakfast. So while we're having breakfast, he was sitting here, right? I was sitting at the other side of the table, and as we're eating, I spotted someone I know, just am I right? Just there. I'm like, I know this person, I know this girl. And it wasn't summertime, neither was it like any festive period, and it wasn't in Lagos. So I was kind of excited to see a familiar face because I wasn't expecting to, right? So when I saw her, I was like, hey, I know this person. But then when I like waved, like she she didn't like she looked uncomfortable, right? And then when I looked at the person she was sitting with, it was like an old man, well, maybe like in his 50s, early to mid 50s. So I was like, okay, I don't know why she's uncomfortable, but, and I kept talking to my boyfriend. So now first of all, let's give her a name, right? We'll call her Shady. And you'll see why I'm calling her Shady. But before we go further into the gist, let me first explain how I know Shady. Okay, so I met Shady in 2018, and it was at work, my former workplace. So when you join as a new joiner, you do like training school, and in that training school, all you new joiners, you train together. First of all, as a larger group, where they're talking about the culture of the organization, dress code, all those things for like the first week. Then subsequent weeks, they will now break you guys into smaller groups where you now get to be trained on more technical stuff. So this Shady was in my small group, and we're sitting close to each other. It wasn't just Shady, there were other ladies I met there in my group, and we used to talk, we talk about stuff, some personal, some general, and we were really cool. Even after the training, we'll see each other like at lunch or something. I hope that is work, just gist a little bit and all that. So that's how I met Shady. So back to 2021. So after I kept talking to my boyfriend, because I could see that she wasn't too comfortable. I wasn't sure who she was sitting with. I just kept on with my breakfast. She then, after some time, maybe after a few minutes, I think she excused herself and then came to my table. She was like, hi, hey, what are the odds that I'm going to find someone I know here? You know, and she was not like, what are you doing here? It's like, oh, I'm here, on vacation. Here's my boyfriend. She's like, oh, wow, you guys just came to chill. I wish so, that kind of thing. And we're laughing. I, of course, did the introduction. Her name is Shady. His name is my boyfriend. And we chit chatted a little bit. She said she was there for work. Like, okay. And that the man we saw was her client. I said, okay. And then she was like, sometimes she's bored, she's going to be there for some time, but she's alone, this, that, that. And I was like, that's fine. If you're very bored, you can reach out to me towards evening when you're done with work, and then we can chill out. She was like, okay, cool. So that day we had plans. That's my boyfriend and I wanted to like leave the resort, like go like out of town to do some sightseeing, buy some stuff and all that. So on our way, we had already left the resort. We're already like heading towards, you know, another part of town. And I mean, we're at the back of the car. We obviously had the driver, so yeah, we were just at the back of the car. My boyfriend and I just gisting, laughing, going to where we're going, and he got a message on LinkedIn. So he checked the LinkedIn, he went straight to the message, and the person sent a message saying, "Oh hi." Now let me see what she said. Right? She said, "Hi. She has an interview with my boyfriend's company, and she's like looking for someone in the company that can help her out with like what to expect in the interview and all that and all that." So he looked at the name. Mind you, Shady's name is a unique name, so it's not like a name that you hear all the time, right? So because even when I introduced him to her and her to him, he was like, "Oh, your name is this," oh, that kind of thing. So when he looked at the name, of course the thing rang a bell, like, "Oh, I know this name." Then he opened the picture and it's like, "Wait, babe, is this not the girl that you introduced me to this morning? She just sent me a message." And I'm like, "What?" What? It's like she just sent me a message. And I'm like, I don't understand. So I took the phone and I looked at the message. When I saw it, I'm like, girl, when did you get the interview notification? Was it before or after you met my boyfriend? Was it before or after you met my boyfriend? Because it's too much of a coincidence that a few hours after you met my boyfriend, he's the perfect candidate to give you interview questions. The math is not math, right? It's not mathing. But let me continue. So I was a bit livid, like I was a bit upset because in my mind I'm like, how do I introduce you to my boyfriend? And the next thing you're in his DMs telling him you want interview questions. Bitch, no, no. Even if you I don't know the FBI you're doing, you went to LinkedIn, you saw my boyfriend. The moment you see that, oh, that is that girl's boyfriend. If at all you need it and you saw it, then you reach out to me. Oh, I was on LinkedIn randomly. I fell on your boyfriend's profile and I see he worked at XX company. I have an interview with them. Would you mind if I ask him some questions? I don't know, so I can be better prepared for my interview. Girl code, girl code. But no, she went straight to him. So he then responds, "Hi, sorry, are you not Vanessa's friend? The one I met this morning?" She goes, "Oh, yeah, she's the one. Oh, she didn't even know he was the one. She didn't even check the name. She just saw that he works in that company. In fact, immediately she put the company, his name was the first that popped up. Yeah, because he's the MD CEO and he's the representative of the company worldwide. But yeah, his name was the one that popped up first. She didn't even check the name, but she checked the company, bitch. And then she just, messaged him. Oh, yeah, right. Okay, so he was like, "Oh, okay, that's fine." My husband is he likes to do nice guys. Like, okay, that's fine. Maybe it's the algorithm. Bitch, please. But algorithm my food. Anyways, maybe it's the algorithm, it's fine. So he was like, "You know what? We're gonna have breakfast tomorrow about the same time we had today. So you can come for breakfast and meet us there and you can ask your questions." And she's like, "Okay, cool." My boyfriend managed to convince me that no, this has to just be random coincidence. I don't think she did it on purpose, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, okay, fine. Let me not be the one who is paranoid and negative. So fine, we're gonna see tomorrow morning. She can ask whatever questions she has. That's fine. They meet or we all meet because I ain't gonna let nobody ask my boyfriend questions in my absence. So I was there as I'm eating my pancake. Every interview question I'm taking note of in my brain, bitch, just in case you derail a little bit. So she asked the questions, and when we're done, Kiki came, we left. So we left the resort after, of course, our vacation was done, and then came back to Lagos. Not long after we came back to, quite frankly, I don't remember how many weeks after or how many days after, but I know it wasn't long after we came back to Lagos. It turns out that she, my husband's company, hired her company to do some work for them, right? And she was the one who was going to do the work. Basic. She wasn't like the manager called my husband to tell him that, oh, so person is going to be the one doing the work directly, so she's going to call you. And it turns out that it's Shady. So when found out that Shady was the one who was going to do the work, he told me that, oh, X and X manager just called me and told me that, oh, this work that we're giving them to do, Shady, because mind you, I'd left this company at that point in time, right? So I wasn't working there anymore, but Shady was still working there. And even when I was working, they were in the same department. So yeah. Anyways, so Shady was gonna do the work. Turns out that morning that Shady was supposed to call him, I was with him. I was going somewhere, so he was going to drop me off at some point for me to then take my Uber and continue my journey. So when she called, I just happened to be in the car with him. Okay, so when he picked the call, she goes, "Hi, my name is Shady, blah blah blah. How are you doing? We met at X and X resort. This, that. In every introduction Shady made, start to finish, she talked about how they met at the resort. She talked about how she asked him questions about um, his company. She never mentioned my name. Like it was as if she went to a resort, he went to a resort. They just managed to be struck by lightning at the same time. And then she started asking him questions about, her interview. There was no middleman. That's what she made it look like. Like she did not mention me in all of that. So he was like, "Oh yeah, yeah, I remember you, blah blah blah." Then from there, mind you, even though it was this company that she had an interview with, it wasn't the Nigerian branch; it was another country. So yeah, I just thought to mention that. Okay, so after she finished introducing herself, they now went straight into talking about this work she was going to be doing for him. All nice and good. But I was surprised because I was like, is it just me? Or I don't know, but if it was me, oh, hi, my name is Shady, Vanessa's friend. Do you remember me? The one that we met at XXX Resort at breakfast. I'm going to mention your girlfriend's name because technically she's the reason I even know you exist in the first place. I'm not going to remove her out of the equation as if she does not exist and as if you get my point. That is when I knew that this bitch is Shady. This bitch knows what she's doing. This is not any coincidence. This engagement continued, the whole engagement we were doing for my husband's company. Lo and behold, this girl will call him all the time, message him for work, you know. She never mentioned me. Like she never did. So I was like, I told him that this is very weird. Like, I mean, for someone who knows me and the fact that she's not even okay, I'm not saying that she'll be like, oh, every 2 seconds, oh, how is your girlfriend? How is Vanessa? But act like as if there was a middleman in the first place. No, she didn't. So I took it that okay, fine, maybe she doesn't want to be awkward, maybe she's very professional, she just wants to go straight into work until one day she finished talking about work that she called for. And when she now finished talking about work, she now goes, "Oh yeah, so talking about that my interview, I even said let me give you update. Why are you giving my boyfriend update on your? Who gives a fuck? Like you're not even supposed to work for his company in Nigeria. Like you guys have no business to get. Literally, it does not concern him. But no, you couldn't ask of Vanessa for 1 second, but you had time to give him update on your interview. Make it make sense. I'm good at math, and this math is not mathing. It's not. It certainly is not mathing. She even went into details, saying that oh, the interview, this how it went, this is what happened. However, she didn't take the job because such and such, blah 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 blah. Just talking, acting like she needed him to give her some career advice. Bitch, please. That was when I actually got upset. Cause to me, I'm like, bitch, please, your job and the interview you didn't get, or the job you didn't get, it's none of my boyfriend's business. It's not his business. You want to be professional, keep it professional and keep working. Because it does not concern him, it does not concern me. You don't give a fuck about me, and that's okay. Keep my boyfriend's number out of your phone. Do the work you were paid for and get out. I got really furious. I told my boyfriend, listen, this friendliness, you're being too friendly. You are being too friendly. You don't stay friendly to the ops. I don't want this. So I told him, listen, as soon as this engagement, whatever is done, this friendliness is done for. It's over. It is over. Unless we're going to have problems. We're going to have problems. So as soon as she was done with whatever it is that they were working on, friendliness cut off, you know, he felt a bit bad. He felt like there was one time he felt the way he responded to our chat was kind of funny. He wasn't too okay, but it's like because of me, it doesn't want wala. Like there's nothing funny about it. You're in friends, okay? You guys are not friends. There's nothing to be nice about. Do your job and skedaddle, get out. So to this day, my husband still believes it was just a coincidence. She didn't mean to look for my boyfriend specifically. Few minutes after I introduced them, and that is when she got interview notification. Bitch, you didn't have interview notification before you met my boyfriend at breakfast. But yeah, please. He still feels like it was just a mere coincidence and that maybe she didn't ask of me, when they later got to talk because she didn't know whether it's appropriate. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He still feels it was just a coincidence and it's nothing more than that. I still think she was a shady ass bitch who was just being funny, but it didn't work out. So let me know your thoughts because I told my friend Caris, and Caris was like, so she shares my school of thought. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think it was just a coincidence or she was being shady, just like the name we called her? So let me know in the comment section and let me know what you would have done if you're in my shoes. Let me know what your reaction would be. And yeah, that's basically it. It's just a short story. That's how this shady ass girl slid into my boyfriend's DMs literally a few minutes after I introduced them for an interview question, bitch, please. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. And please, if you've not yet clicked the like button, better start clicking now. Also, I wanted to guys know that I actually love telling story times. That's actually one of the reasons I opened my YouTube channel. But you're all looking to like vlog so much. Let me know. Do you guys still want to hear more stories? Because I have many stories really about different things, that happened in the past. Let me know if you guys want to hear more of it. And of course, I'm going to be doing my polls on my Instagram as the stories you all want. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.